Hello, friend. I'm so glad you are here. My name is Kristen. I'm the creator behind Simply Joy by Kristen, and let's get started. Are you ready to start creating some fall upcycles and DIYs? Well, that's what I've been working on. Well, after I organized my creative space, I am in love with this new setup, and labels are still coming and a few other tweaks, but it's such a game changer. I don't know. There's something about having your space organized, even though I am creatively messy. Well, anyways, in Cozy and Joy, we were going to work on a fall project. And so I went to a place called Art of Recycle, and I saw this pumpkin. Yes, that pumpkin. And I thought, Scarecrow, isn't that crazy? I mean, who thinks like that? Well, apparently I do. And look, can you even look how cute this little scarecrow is? Well, anyways, I was sharing this idea with my friend Heather from Create Your Own Cozy, and she's like, oh, but where do I get a hat like that? And I was like, I thrifted it. So then I was starting to think, can I make a scarecrow from a pumpkin but not have a hat? Like, this hat is adorable, but can I do it without a hat? And so that's kind of where this video started. And so why not? Let's see, can I turn a pumpkin into a scarecrow, but I don't have a hat? So here goes nothing, right? I went out into my stash of fall upcycles and I found this one. I think that I am drawn to a taller, narrower pumpkin for the scarecrows, but I don't know, I've only done two. So but I started with painting the pumpkin faded burlap by DIY. It is definitely one of my very favorite fall colors. I don't know, there's something about it being a soft neutral but different than just white. I don't know. I just like it. I'm drawn to it. Then I'm taking some weathered wood. I dry brushed it and I put it into the little creases just to give it a little bit more depth. Now, my idea for creating a nose was to use air dry clay. And I did a triangle on the first one. So I was like, what would a trapezoid look like? So this is just me playing around and seeing what I can do to give them each their own personality. While I keep constructing the scarecrow's nose, I have a question for you. What are some things that you have done with foam pumpkins? Because I still have a few out in the garage in my stash and I'd like to keep using them. So if you have an idea of something that I can do with a foam pumpkin, could you please drop me a comment? I'm curious what you've created. Okay, so when it came to the nose and where I decided to put it, I realized that I needed to build it up so the nose didn't collapse. So that's why I put a little air dry clay underneath the nose just to make sure that it could be as flat as possible. And this color combination, there's something about fall and faded burlap and weathered wood and cake batter. This yellow is just beautiful. Just beautiful. Now, I am missing Summer Crush, but apparently I am out of that color paint right now. So we created some eyes. I put a little white in them, and because this scarecrow was taller, I did give it a smile, but I almost didn't give a smile on the little one. So I think smiles are optional, but you can do the little stitch marks, and I do think that it turns out cute. If you remember in this smaller one, I had this darling fabric. It actually is vintage and it was my grandma's. And so I felt like the scarecrow needed a patch on its face. Well, while I determine how I'm going to make a hat or the hair for the scarecrow, let's go to a couple other projects. So I found 2 wood pumpkins at Art of Recycle as well. This one wasn't quite a stand, but it tilted. I don't know. It was kind of unique. But this napkin is one of my favorite napkins, and I've had it for years. And I decided to pull it out again for decoupage. And then I tried Dark Decrepit from DIY for the first time. This is not a fair review because it is beautiful, but it was way darker than I was prepared for this project. So needless to say, I did not use it on this other pumpkin, but I did use the napkin on the backside, and then I had this little piece of Royce's paper left over, and so I did 2-sided. And then I was stumped. I was like, oh, what do I do? And so I decided to take out faded burlap and dry brush it to soften it. And I do think it helped. Now, looking back, I maybe wouldn't have done the backside so much, but I wanted it to match the side. And then I love this mustard colored yarn. It's so precious. So, you know what? For a moment there where I wasn't sure I liked it, have you ever had a project where you were like, I don't know about you? Well, anyways, I came around with them. I have to admit, though, the smaller one is my favorite. I love the plaid with the little sunflower. Oh, it's just so cute. But they both are. But can I have favorites? Because I do. If you are enjoying what I'm creating and want to be a part of the crew over here at Simply Joy by Kristen, I would absolutely love for you to be a friend. You can click the notification, the subscribe, and drop me a heart in the comments. I would absolutely love that. Okay, let's make a hat, not hat, for our scarecrow. I went back and forth on a few things. I attempted with an Amazon bag first, but it was just too thick of a paper. And so I felt the best consistency was actually an oversized brown lunch bag. So this is the larger one. I think they're like 6x9, 6x10, something like that. And this was a snug fit. I wish it was just slightly larger, but it did work. You saw that I rolled up the sides, I crumpled it up to give it some interest, and then I gave it a pretty heavy coating of liquid patina and let it sit overnight. While the hat dries, let's make some accessories for it. I started with these cute little flowers. I bought them as is and decided to spruce them up with a little cake batter, weathered wood, and not pictured. I did go back and add some queen bee. I think it's called queen bee because it needed a little brighter yellow in there as well. Next, I am going to make a fabric, I don't know, to go around the hat. I can't think around the hat. Anyways, I'm using fabric tape to help hold it together versus hot glue. I figured it would save my fingers. It's definitely imperfect, but isn't that part of what gives a scarecrow charm? That it's perfectly imperfect? Well, that's the look that I am going for. After I finished, I attached it around the hat, and well, I think I need to finish the scarecrow part before I finish the hat, just to make sure that I place the accessories where I want them. So I am using this really cool, I think it's almost like torn pieces of fabric as a ribbon. As the hair, I just cut it into strips and folded it in half and glued it. I didn't go all the way because, again, I knew that the hat was going to go on it. I added a little of that yarn, one of the sunflowers. I put a patch on there, and I think that I nailed it. I think I crushed it. Let me know. Did I successfully make a scarecrow without a hat but a hat? And I think it looks so cute with its little friend. You'll have to let me know which one's your favorite. I am so excited. I'm so excited for the Create Retreat. It is something that Heather and Leanne and I have been working on for months behind the scenes, and now we can tell you about it. It went live on August 4th, and we've already sold tickets, and each time a name comes through, I am just so excited to meet you in person and to encourage you and to inspire you and to help your inner artist create just for yourself. It's going to be in Dahlonega, Georgia next March, so March 11th, 12th, and 13th of 2027, and I cannot wait. I am so excited that I'm partnering with Heather from Create Your Own Cozy and Leanne from Small Jesters Vintage and Crafts. If you know these ladies, you know that they are phenomenal and that we all bring something unique to the table, and we are so excited. We are so excited for you to be there. So if this is something that you think you're interested, scan that QR code and you can get some more information. Let's end with maybe my favorite one of the bunch. I feel like it's if you give a mouse a cookie scenario. If you give Kristen a foam pumpkin and hat, then she's going to create a scarecrow. And then her friend's going to say, well, what if I don't have a hat? So then she's going to create another one with a paper bag hat. And then she's going to be like, oh, scarecrows are cute. Let's make miniature ones because that's how she rolls. I really feel like that's how this went down. I mean, seriously, one foam pumpkin and here we are making miniatures. I mean, we knew we were going to end up with miniatures all along, right? I love creating them. So I did a really light antique wax wash on the ovals. I'm adding some hay bales. I think these scarecrows are darling, and normally I would like dry brush to tone them down a little, but because of the pumpkins that I'm using, I didn't feel like that was needed. Now these pumpkins are different than ones I've used in the past. This was from a pick that I picked up at Michael's. Now be careful. I was looking at just the colors when I picked them up. I would look to make sure that the pumpkins can easily come off. There was a few that were so close to the branch, so when I cut them off, a little white was showing, and so then I had to be really careful on where I placed them. So that's just a little heads up if you decide to go get them. I really think the value is right there. Like, they are so darling, and when it comes to miniatures, sometimes things can add up in price. Well, I decided that I needed one more thing, like something really special. And I ordered it last minute and I was ready to create. And of course I had to wait for it to arrive. But it's miniature leaves, and I have seen another creator use miniature leaves, and I don't know if these are the exact ones she uses, but I've always been fascinated, and I was like, oh, falling leaves would be so cute. And I think I got one of the best compliments from Eddie. I showed it to him and he goes, wow, those were worth the money. Oh, that was music to my ears. I do think they turned out darling, and they are definitely my favorite out of all of them, which is so hard to say because, I mean, those scarecrow pumpkins were darling and that little wood pumpkin. But yeah, there's just something about miniatures that make me so happy. I had so much fun creating fall. I decided there should be a part 2, and I'm going to give you a sneak peek on the projects coming in the next video. So if you don't want to miss it, make sure you click the notification. But as always, friend, I am so glad you were here. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, and I hope that I inspired you to be creative. Until next time, friend.